It's time to get a little less serious about wrestling. This is the Alternate Commentary Table with lifelong friends.
Notice your difference in size.
And lifelong wrestling fans.
Each is a very capable performer, and each is a little too clever to give the other boy much of an advantage.
Mitch Honsius.
Credits himself with a lot of power.
And Dimitri Karolis.
So that he got all that power from drinking raw olive oil all through his youth.
Man.
Let's go. Come on, Mitch. How are you? Finally, the ACT has come back to the McGuire on Wrestling podcast feed. That's right. You're listening to the Alternate Commentary Table. It's Saturday. We are in Calgary, Alberta. We're in Heart Country. McGuire on Wrestling is the podcast feed. Wherever you're streaming your podcasts, you're going to get the ACT. You're going to get the McGuire on Wrestling tomorrow. You're going to get the TSC with our boy from across the pond, the Andy Evans. Fantastic show. We are giving you the whole buffet. It's an all-inclusive buffet of wrestling.
Yes.
It's unbelievable what's happening. And not only that, it's fantastic. McGuireShow.com. That's the search for the merch. Yeah, Mike will tell you about the bios. The bios are great. Look us up. We're good people. It's great.
We're nice people.
You
I got to get mine in.
Haven't been doing your homework for a while.
You know, I was
don't know
perusing
about
the
you.
nets. I was busy watching The Rock put on a show last night.
Listen, we'll get to that. Just copy mine.
Right.
Change it up a bit.
Yeah, good point.
And then just put it on there.
You know, we really should have did it as a duo.
I told you to do it. You just chat GPT it, man. It's not that hard.
This AI thing, I don't want to support it.
What's your thoughts on that?
Taking all our jobs, man.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what.
Next thing, we're going to be talking about AI in the ring. I can't do it. I can't do it.
Chat GPT, more like chat with the GWO. Ladies and babies, honeys and sugars and ladies. I'm going to tell you right now.
Yeah.
The thing that you're going to get with McGuire and Wrestling, if you're going to do one thing about it,
right,
it's the Team MOW. It's the Facebook page. It's the chat. It's the camaraderie. It's what's going on inside. And we got to give it to our Greek boy.
Yes.
The Tips McGee, Mitch.
Buddy.
Tell the people that don't know.
It was sitting right there.
How did
you not pick up on it? But that's why we have the GWO. We got help from the back where they said, hey, watch out. Chair shot. Instead of the Usos, we're the Ouzos. How did we not come up with this? What a brilliant, brilliant play.
It was right there for the taking.
Right
there.
How did we not know?
Ouzos.
So good.
Anyways,
so good.
All you GWOites on the Facebook page, we love you, okay? We love you. We're talking the Maddie, the Tips, the Brian, the Joe, everyone who's a part of it. Recently,
right.
Dimitri, I gave it to him. He ordered the GWO shirt.
Get out.
I did the unveiling yesterday.
Oh, nice.
He lost his mind.
I love it.
We're growing in numbers.
It's happening.
We're growing in stature.
Yes.
We're growing everywhere. And Daddy, it's time to acknowledge us. He does. But all of you that are a part of it, it's fun. You know what? You honor us. When we see the memes, when we see the banter, we can't thank you guys enough for the support that truly that you do for the McGuire on Wrestling feed in general. It's great.
It's so fun. And, you know, Mike does a lot of work behind the scenes, getting those chats up, you know, staying on top of it, making everyone feel welcome. Yeah. So
guy's busy, man.
Guy's a busy guy.
He's got some gigs rolling out. We can't tell you what's coming down the... See, here's the thing. We got a little Facebook chat. We got a little thing going on the side side.
Right.
He's got some things coming up.
It's coming. Listen, he is a beauty and he is the daddy, as we call it. But speaking of the daddy, listen, last night, and actually just yesterday in general, it was, I don't know if March 1st, I guess you can say, was National Rock Day, because it was. He started it all off with a feed on the X. He goes on there on a 15, actually it was in total, if you watch the whole thing, it's like 21 minutes or something.
Yeah.
But I watched like 13 or 14 of it. Maybe it was a shorter clip or something I watched. But he went on this heater, and I'm telling you, our good friend, South Carolina George, sent it to me and Dimitri yesterday going, take a look at this. And here's the thing. I think I speak honest when I say South Carolina George, he loves the Cody Rhodes. I've been against the Cody Rhodes from day one. It's always nice to see when I have a lot in common with The Rock? Like, outside of stature and everything else, the fact that we think the same?
Yeah, that's right.
This is what I'm thinking. But the whole rant, and we'll get to what he did on SmackDown, that's one thing. But this rant on the X, what did you think of it, Dimitri? And where do you think he was trying to do with it, I guess is what I'm going with it.
So I look, it's a different avenue of promotion.
Right.
I think it's brilliant. Yes. First of all, the guy has an insane following. Right?
It's unbelievable.
And the beauty of it is, okay, it's one thing to say, oh, The Rock's back, there's a buzz, maybe I'll turn on these channels. Oh, but it's not for that fan. It's for the wrestling fan. It's bringing a little real life to it, which always sells.
Yes.
But it's for the other side of the fan that doesn't tune into the programming.
Like on the other side of the railing?
The perspective that the world needs.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's what it is. And so he's creating excitement everywhere. Great promo. There's that hint of realism. And even if it's all manufactured, it's so well delivered. You guys, when you cut a 30-minute plus promo on SmackDown, and it works, and there's not even one dull moment, you can't teach any of that.
Right.
It's unbelievable.
So let's talk about the X rant for a second. What I really liked about it, but I just don't understand why it was even done, but I love that he did it. He kind of, like in The Wizard of Oz, he pulled the curtain back and he told everybody, and I don't care if you're a Cody crybaby or daydreamer, you have to acknowledge that his points were very well taken. He said straight up, I had it all planned out with Cody. We talked about it. We had it all set up. You guys got involved and wrecked it. Yeah. And where he really won me in the conversation, in the debate, if you will, is he says, listen, when it was going to be me and Roman Reigns, the way we planned it, the way Cody was agreed to it and everything else, this was going to be the biggest WrestleMania of all time for this, and this reason. And he's absolutely right. This is where, if you are a Cody Rhodes fan, you have to admit, you guys might have kind of jumped the gun. You guys should have let it roll out, because even though I was against it kind of at the beginning, because, we didn't see it coming, and shame on us because we always want it a certain way. And then these guys, the professionals, turn around and they say, hey, you know what? We're going to just tweak it a little bit. No, don't tweak it. Don't tweak it. This tweak was going to be good.
No, Mitch, see,
it really was.
I still argue and maintain.
Yeah.
They've been playing everyone.
No
yes, they have.
No way.
You don't listen. Before The Rock came out and was cutting promos and really getting after it, they let Cody win the Royal Rumble.
Right.
They knew that this was going to happen. There was never going to be a step over. When The Rock says the biggest WrestleMania, he's so smart right now that he doesn't even have to be in the main event to make it the biggest WrestleMania. Look what's happening. His presence alone.
Right.
His presence alone is just taking it to the stratosphere. He's not fighting Cody or Roman Reigns in the main event, and it's still creating more buzz just because he's a part of it. The whole tag team was manufactured, and you want to know why? Because I'm going back in the archives. Mm-hmm. Do you remember a while back, and when I say last WrestleMania, and they were talking, and they said, you know what, we're only in I think it was the Heyman. It was like, we're only in chapter 3 of chapter 10.
Oh, right.
You guys, say what you want.
Yeah.
Was it in the cards to have at some point in time Roman versus The Rock? Yeah, they would love that, but it wasn't for this year.
Right.
It's for next. You guys, it's for after.
I think
they are look. Yeah. Cody Rhodes was the main event last year.
Right.
He's got to finish the story. The whole time before The Rock, they made him go through Brock Lesnar to make him. They made him go through every single person to get him here again.
I agree, but that's exactly it, Dimitri. They were setting it up, and then, buddy, at the last minute, because here's where I disagree with you. The Rock just got his chair, as a chairman of a chair. You got a seat at the table, let's call it that, with the actual executives, the real TKO group, right?
Yeah.
That all came now. I'm sorry, and I know we're not supposed to talk about,
we
can't say anything about it.
Don't.
But the timing of everything is all, in my eyes, exactly, because none of I agree with a lot of what you're saying, but I do think, and I'm sorry, there's no way that these guys would have predicted that the Cody fans would have came out in droves and on the internets and caused such a ruckus. There's no way they would have predicted that. They gave the fans what they want, and now I think the WWE goes, you know what? Let's just shove it in their face a little because that's what we're good at doing. And I mean, if you don't believe me, check out yesterday's SmackDown. 20,000 people show up to get roasted. Like, they are all showing up on purpose to get roasted by The Rock now.
Dude, this guy can't miss, hey?
He can't. He's fire right
Arizona
now.
Crackheads.
It's amazing.
I mean, come on.
This is the best.
There's merch all over the place happening here. These guys, yeah, they're going to get roasted.
Yes.
Like it's unbelievable. But I'll say this, listening to that crowd yesterday,
Yes.
they might have been on crack, I don't know. But whatever they were on,
Yeah.
WWE.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. You should have stopped what you were doing and say, we're bringing WrestleMania back here.
Yeah.
Because that was the loudest crowd I think I might have ever heard on a weekly show.
Well, I don't know. Roman didn't like it at first.
He wasn't
He wasn't happy with it.
Can we talk about his entrance? I've never seen a guy walk slower to the ring.
Yes.
And make me love it.
Yes. Yes.
The whole thing about him.
I am loving, and I'm so happy they're bringing the bloodline back. Like, they got rid of it for whatever dumb reason that was. And I'm sorry, I'll never get behind it. They should never have broke it up in the first place. But the fact that it's coming around, and I mean, now you got The Rock as part of it. I mean, I do miss Jay a little. I mean, I got to admit, the Jay and the Jimmy, imagine as tag team champs again. You got the Solo. Maybe he goes for the Intercontinental. You got all the belt. Like, it's the way it should have been. You know, and where Gunther's looking for somebody now. We'll get to that in a minute.
But the point is,
I'm really liking what they're doing. Here's my thought on it. So yesterday on the SmackDown, The Rock comes out, tells everyone, Cody calls me out, he goes, you want to fight me one-on-one? No. I loved it right away. That's a salesman. He'll tell you right away, I'm not selling this. I'm going to give you this. Me and Roman versus you and that clown emoji that he calls Roman Reigns, which I thought was hilarious because the funny thing is,
Rollins.
Seth Rollins. And he goes, you know what? We're going to fight in day one of WrestleMania, tag team match. Here are the conditions. You guys win, then nobody, no part of the bloodline shows up in the match between you and Roman. You guys lose. It's bloodline rules. And I'm telling you right now, when he first said the first, part of the rule, I was like, oh, for sure, something's going to. Then he gave the second. I'm like, wait a minute. See, this is why it's beautiful. I can't, and there's no fan that can say definitively right now that is what's going to happen. You can't, because both ways will work.
Exactly.
Both ways will work.
This is what I'm saying, Mitch. We're getting played and we love it because they have literally done this to us.
Yes.
Again. This is the resurgence of the Stone Cold Rock WrestleMania era, you guys.
Yes.
We don't know what's going to happen. And The Rock's right. In the the thing I liked about his X promo is that, again, when you put realism in there, it's amazing. Wrestling's back. The buzz is back.
Yes.
It's cool, quote unquote.
First off, we said that first.
We said it first.
Rock.
We
said it first.
Rocky.
Right? Rock.
And by the way, we know people are listening.
Yeah.
Because even, like I said, I think it was Tips and that Tony Khan's obviously listening to us.
That's right.
Because they're starting the show a little bit.
Well, you know what? We'll get to that in a second.
We'll get to that in a second. But the thing is, can we just fast forward a bit?
Sure.
So wrestling's it's great. This is all happening. I love it.
Yeah.
Here's the other thing.
What do you got?
He grabbed the mic.
Right. Oh, yeah.
The Roman Reigns.
Yeah.
The Rock's about to cut his promo. He does his little thing, and he goes, hey, I need you to acknowledge me.
Yes.
Do you see what?
Oh, absolutely.
Are you seeing it?
Oh, absolutely.
Are you smelling it?
I love it.
I believe that this whole thing ends with, I'm going bloodline rules. It makes it even harder for the good guy to win.
Right.
It's that much harder for him to win.
Oh, I see. Okay.
It's impossible.
It's true.
The odds are still against Cody Rhodes. But when you hit rock bottom as the champ, the daydream becomes the nightmare for the bloodline.
I don't know, man. I'm so, to show everyone how popular The Rock is right now. So he does that feed on the X that had millions of views. Goes on SmackDown. Guaranteed they broke some records there, like view-wise as well. But when he just says one thing, when it's bloodline rules, that means we can do whatever we want. Hell, we can even have Solo sing the national anthem, and then the crowd starts chanting Solo's name.
Hey, buddy.
The guy doesn't talk, and now he's the most over wrestler in the WWE.
The Rock is something special in entertainment. This guy has the crowd at the palm of his hand.
Yes.
He comes out as a good guy, beats Jinder Mahal. Should I sit at the head of the table? They love him for it. He puts on the Versace shirts and walks down the people's ramp and just lambastes them in front of their face, and they love it. I'm telling you, look, we're here 15 minutes in almost on the podcast, and we're still talking about The Rock week to week. And I'll say this, I remember as a kid, mid-teens, whatever it was, when it was like super popular, I think I would have been 12, 13, Attitude Era-ish and getting in. This is the same feeling I had week to week when The Rock was coming out, when Stone Cold, and that's what wrestling's really missing. And we're getting it back. I can't wait for this week because I need to know what that person's going to say.
And next week, he said it. It's already sold out in Dallas. He'll be in Dallas. It's already sold out in the next city.
Is what I'm saying.
It's hotter than anything, and we're right. We said it. Wrestling's cool, and we knew it was coming back.
It's hotter than GWO sweatshirts that you can get on McGuireShow.com. Yes, look at the bios and see the team, but McGuireShow.com is your search for the merch.
Can we jump over to the Raw for one quick second? Real quick. Listen. You know, they do their elimination chamber down in Perth, Australia. They show up in San Jose the next night. I mean, these guys, you got to give them a lot of credit, how much travel and work these guys put in. So you got the Rhea Ripley coming out, doing her thing. And she, you know what? I am not joking. And I said this once, I'll say, and Mike actually brought it up last week to the Meltzer. Rhea Ripley is she's the step to The Rock is a lot bigger than we even anticipated, but she was right there. Her promo's on. She's winning it all. Everyone's loving her, everything. And then what do they go and do? She's, it's all good. And then Becky Lynch comes out. And I'm telling you, I think they're doing it on purpose now, Dimitri, because all she's doing is talking about how when she was the champion and she's the man and blah, blah, blah. And I think they're doing it on purpose. They want her to be a heel because it is. And if they're not, that's what's turning it. That's what this is turning into.
Yeah, I don't know what the deal is over there, but you're right. This is again one of those things where they're force feeding it.
Yeah,
and I don't know what's going to happen, right? But I agree, right? Like with Mike's take there when he's like, is she on pace to be like this superstar? And I know the Meltzer said, she's not movie quality. I know they were kind of talking, but I tend to agree with Mike on that. She has the ability to actually be the face of wrestling. And I'm telling you, you put a female lead with that whole presentation that she has, the chip on her shoulder, the bravado, the look, the moves, super talented. Yes. I mean, she's picking up Nia Jax and slamming her.
Exactly.
Like we're talking, like you have every single marker. I think she honestly, just turn on Damian Priest, ruin his chances for Money in the Bank, kick out Big. And by the way, we called McDonough.
We said it first.
Big Head, and then they made fun of him the week after.
Exactly.
You don't think we know? The superstars of the WWE, they're listening to us, Mitch.
And I got to say the one thing. I know I have a problem with names sometimes. I get it. But Gunther does too, because he couldn't remember his name. That's why I called him Big Head.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay?
Speaking of Gunther.
It happens, okay?
What are we going to do with Gunther? Like, I am dead serious right now. We're heading into WrestleMania, and I don't really know. Is it Sami Zayn? I mean, there was a little bit of, walking by each other, giving each other the stink eye, the mati in Greek, as we call it. There was a little of that. Then you think about the Jey Uso. Maybe he gets another crack at it. The Chad Gable, people are still talking about that. I don't know. Like, I'm literally going into this going, what do you do with Gunther heading into WrestleMania?
I think you nailed it. The Solo Sikoa.
Well, maybe, yeah.
Like, that's a credible guy.
Sure it is.
But what about, is Damian Priest going to cash in the Money in the Bank on the Intercontinental Championship?
Talk about a guy that really holds on to his luggage, eh? Excuse me, sir, would you like me to take that? No, that's mine. What are you talking about?
Dude, he's like people like he's like the young kids that are buying Series 2 for Connor Bedard hockey cards right now. Come on, it's going to be worth money someday, okay? You'll see. You got to hold it. Don't open the box.
A couple of podcasts ago, you made a great call where I know it's like a couple of months away, the money. But what if he doesn't cash it in, then there's 2 out there? I think that's great. I like that idea even more, to be honest.
So the Money in the Bank is kind of like it's a double-edged sword, right? Because everyone's expecting you to like cash it in at the opportune moment, right? Edge really created this whole,
absolutely,
Hey.
You mean Adam Copeland?
I mean, Adam Copeland, Copeland Edge. The other guy.
That guy. Yeah.
Listen, but he should be collecting Money in the Banks. Win it again.
Yeah.
And then you win both belts.
How about this? You get to keep 2. So you use it once, you lose, you're like, damn it. But you got another one ready to go.
Yeah.
It's great.
Absolutely.
It's like another Visa card.
It'd be amazing.
Oh, this one's maxed out? Hold on a minute. I got another one. Here you go. Do you guys take Dinners Club?
But it's like they don't know what to do. They don't know what to do with them.
Yeah.
They don't know what to do with them.
And I think this is where I think they're right. There is nothing to do with him. In all honesty, if he was to try to cash it in and win a belt, do you really care him having a belt? Like, I'm sorry, he's not carrying the W. Him and Finn Balor are not. I'm sorry. I just don't like I like that they're getting along. I'm a fan of them being friends now.
Yeah.
But there's something just not clicking for them as a tag team. But I'll tell you who I do like as a tag team and who should take them out. It's the other guys on Imperium. It's the Ludwig Kaiser and Giovanni Vinci. Listen, that is a tag team. That is fun to watch. And that match with the New Day, one of the best matches I've seen in a little while. Great match, great intensity. The fans are chanting. And I'm telling you, those are the 2 dudes that should get those tag team belts.
Yeah, I agree. And you know what? They need to just amalgamate the tag team belts once and for all.
Yeah.
The gig is over. I get there's roster here and roster there, but there's not really because they're cross-pollinating.
Exactly.
Again, right? So, which I love.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with it.
There's nothing wrong with it. Keep doing it, But yeah, you know what? They got to give them those straps, don't they?
So, yeah, I really do think that they're the guys like heading into WrestleMania that should be the number 1 contender. Because
I think that Vinci and Solo Sikoa should have a talkathon.
Yeah, maybe.
like a talk off.
Yeah, talk off. A debate.
Like a debate.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, like an actual debate and give them a topic and say, okay.
Yeah.
Business ethics.
Right. And see what comes of it.
What comes of it, right? And have an actual conversation. They should have a talking match.
I think you're onto something. Yeah. I think so. Yeah. I mean, if you think about it, if Solo was to get the Intercontinental belt, bring it over to the Bloodline, you got Roman who's got the belt now, then it's only inevitable for the Usos to get back together to be a tag team show. But Gunther keeps the belt. Why not have the other guys in Imperium have the tag team belts?
Okay. Cross-pollination universe.
Right.
Alternate scenario. Mike, no music yet. No music.
Wait, hold on.
No music. Okay, who wins? Imperium, okay?
Yeah.
Da Vinci and the Kaiser. Or FTR.
Ooh.
That's a dream match right there.
Tag me in. Hold on. I would say, as of right now, I like the Kaiser and the Da Vinci. Vinci.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so.
I think so. I think this is the way to go.
Let's get back on track.
Okay, back on track. Real quick, Drew McIntyre. I told you once, I'll say it again. I love the fact that he's turning heel. I like everything. His crisscross applesauce sit down in the middle of the ring. Loved it.
I mean,
this is what we're talking about.
This. And you know what, McIntyre? You could say whatever you want about CM Punk.
Right.
You can hate him however much you want. But since he's been back and since you've gotten this new little attitude, you've become more popular, and you have him to thank for it. People make people better.
Yes.
Okay? I should
100%.
say great talent makes people better. And McIntyre's better because of Punk.
McIntyre right now is, I say this on the sports show we do as well, he's on a heater. And right now, I'm going to make the bold statement, he will win that championship belt in WrestleMania. He's going to win it. And maybe it's because CM Punk causes it to be one. It doesn't matter. He's getting it. It's going to go around his waist. And then you got another story. Maybe give Rollins a day off because the guy deserves it. I mean, he's literally at every promotion. He's working every day. This is the working horse champion.
It's time.
Yeah.
Title's got to start changing.
It does.
It's time, right? But he's got it going on.
As much as I do agree with the titles need to change, no one's 100% stepping up, though. This is why I think the belts have all stayed where they are for a little while.
I agree with that.
That's the one thing I'll say.
I agree.
Controversial.
Controversy.
We head over to AEW. Now, here's the thing. He said it earlier. Was it so bad to start with a nice promo? Was it so bad?
No.
No, it wasn't. And guess what? You got me. You got me, Adam Page. I hate you on the microphone, but you got me. He's wobbling out there on the crutches. Swerve comes out to confront him. You know, Samoa comes out, says, hey, you guys, you're both losers. I'm going to beat you up, blah, blah. And then he turns.
Now we're talking.
Now we're on to
Now we're talking. This is where it's not working for you.
Yeah.
Be a bad guy.
Be a bad
Not
guy.
our beloved. Not the Hangman.
No.
No, Hangman. No.
Hangman.
Please don't do it.
Please.
What are you doing? We don't like Swerve either. But why? Why? Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's right.
Yes. And Samoa Joe. Like everything's working here. He's just smirking in the background.
That's right.
He's like, this is amazing.
This is great.
This is absolutely, utterly amazing. If I became Duke, because, you know, I'm a Star Wars nerd. This is exactly when the Emperor was sitting on the sidelines and Anakin had to slice off the head of Dooku.
Hey,
he's just watching it happen.
This Dooku guy,
He's
he had
like,
to
hey,
go.
Dooku, hey, count me out. Count you out.
So who killed Dooku?
Anakin, remember?
No, buddy, I'm not a
you
loser
don't.
like
yeah,
you.
because you're okay.
I don't know. Yeah.
Excuse me.
Dude, I'm sorry, but
Don't you mean an enlightened galactic universe? Okay.
Let me ask you this. Okay, so you got the Adam Page doing that. I like it, but then they couldn't help themselves. The second match, it had to be the
Blackpool
How many
Combat
times
Club.
am I going to watch this tag team match now? I'm going to watch it like 4 more times, guaranteed.
Do you think that Danielson?
Yeah.
Okay, or
Yeah.
Brian? We settled. He's
Brian.
Brian. He's just Brian.
It's just Brian.
Let's not. We don't need to fumble
Brian.
at the 1 yard line.
That's right.
Do you think that Brian and Claudio are like? We have decent music.
Yeah.
Do we really like? Okay, Moxley, you signed up for Wild Thing,
Right.
We didn't.
Yeah.
And is Wild Thing the actual theme music for the Combat Club? And what is this Combat Club?
Right.
The guy who started, who's English, is gone.
He's gone. Where'd he go?
You're only the Blackpool Club because the guy was English.
That's right.
There's no
Regal-
English members anymore.
Yeah. So Regal's gone. You still got the club, and you're coming out of the back all the time. Like, why aren't you guys hanging out in the back with the other guys?
It's. I don't think they signed up for it.
I
wouldn't be
either.
happy.
Well, and then here's the thing. Then you get FTR and the Wrestling Observer's #1 guy on the mic, voted by the fan, Eddie Kingston. I'm sorry. Listen, I was just saying, I don't get it. I'm sorry, Mr. Meltzer. I don't get it.
Is he a great promo guy? Of course.
Is he authentic? Yes.
Yes.
Does he actually believe that that wrestling is real all the way through? Yes.
Yes.
Is he the best on the mic? No. I'm sorry. I don't get it. Especially when we see with The Rock. I'll even say Cody just for the second, just because. But Eddie Kingston?
How do you beat out in a calendar year?
Well, this is what I'm saying.
MJF.
Well, exactly.
And to my point, this is where it's flawed. AEW on Dynamite was giving MJF on a 2-hour show, half hour of talk in between 4 segments. I don't see them doing that with the Kingston.
I don't think so.
Christian Cage, and they talked about it here.
Yeah.
You mean to tell me
that's another guy
that people are tuning in more for the Kingston
than the Christian Cage?
No. Come on.
Hey, okay, I was born, but not yesterday.
Respectfully disagree.
Yep.
I respectfully disagree.
It's a free country.
We do what we want.
We just saying.
I think Rhea Ripley right now is better on the mic.
Dare I say Adam Page might be better.
Now
I'm saying things I don't mean.
Now you're just trying to hurt people. It's like when you called me a loser for being a Star Wars fan 4 minutes ago.
I'm sorry, you're right.
I didn't appreciate it.
I'm not retorting, but I won't say it anymore.
I would like for you to retract.
I will not retort. I will not retort. Now, the big thing that happened, I mean, it's controversial if you want, but Will Ospreay showing up. He's like, I'm here, bruv. Hey, bruv, I'm here. What I don't get is why he's taking on
Takeshita.
I was going to do it.
No,
Mike.
You know what?
Takeshita.
By the way, you do that stuff on purpose. And I know you're doing it on purpose.
But if you read it phonetically, it's what it is.
But you know, and you know you're doing it.
Hey, I'm just saying, sir, you're in wrestling. You can change your name. You decided on that name. I get to choose how I say it. That's the way it is. That's the way it is. So Don Callis has got to fight inside his team. Yeah. Why is he getting these 2 guys to fight?
This is. I don't like. You know what, Callis?
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on over there. And you know who I feel sorry for?
Who is that?
Is Hobbs.
Hobbs.
What happened?
He's got a feud between you two?
Does he have bronchitis? Is he not allowed to speak anymore? Is he not allowed to do anything?
I'll tell you, if he does have bronchitis, put a shirt on. He's always walking around with no shirt on.
It's not in the budget. One guy's wearing a half robe. The other guy doesn't have a shirt on.
Yeah.
The other guy's wearing, look, I like the Callis shoes.
Yeah,
here's another
nice.
guy. Callis is great. I think Callis is better than Kingston on the mic.
I agree.
You can't just yell and be angry all the time and then get the number one spot. Anyways, the thing is this.
Yeah.
What's going to happen?
I think it's pretty inevitable. Obviously, Ospreay will break up from that faction.
Right.
He'll go on a heater of himself, and we'll see. Maybe they'll see each other again somewhere down the road for a belt of some kind or whatever. I mean, it's inevitable.
Now, this is a guy who should be leading the Blackpool Combat Club.
There you go. Exactly.
You know?
And maybe that's where the trade happens. Yeah. Maybe there's a trade in the works.
Do you think there's a trade?
Maybe there's a trade. And they should do that in wrestling. A couple of trades.
Trading factions.
Yeah.
Just be like, listen, Hobbs, you've been dealt.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. We traded you
for Wardlow.
We traded you for that's where I was going to go. We traded you 1 for 1 for Wardlow. We get a conditional first round next year, and we got $60,000 in cash.
Not bad.
It had to be done.
It had to be done.
But I think where you're going going to thrive. It's just this is not the faction for you.
And then you have that exit meeting, and you tell them exactly what you just said, and you go.
And factions just start drafting wrestlers. Like now, that's where AEW,
they go down to the NXT or whatever.
Yeah, but that's where forget the draft of who comes on the roster.
Right.
They should just have like an actual draft.
Yeah.
So the factions get little booths just like the NHL teams do.
Right.
Right. And then you walk the stage and you put on like your faction shirt.
Yeah.
The number one pick in the AEW draft goes to.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
Be great.
No, I think it's the way of the future.
I think it is absolutely. That's how you faction.
You know what? Can I just say something? A couple of podcasts ago, it was like at the beginning part. Go back to the archives. I was trying to start a thing, the LAFH, which is the luchas against facial hair. I started it. I'm not going to lie, it kind of died on a vine. There wasn't a lot of support behind it.
That's right.
But I'm starting another one, LAMT. It's the luchas against mismatched tights. That guy that was fighting Jericho, that Atlantis guy, I am 100% upset with, guys, just match your tights. There is no reason you need... the white, let's say, tight, and then the black trunk. Why? Why are you doing this?
Right.
It looks silly.
Right.
It doesn't look right. And on top of it, just match. That's it. That's all I ask. Just match.
So you're saying you're not a fan of the two-tone?
No. I'll give you an example. As much as I hate them, I don't want to use the word hate. Cody Rhodes.
It's a strong
Cody Rhodes
word.
He's got a little mismatch, but it matches. It matches, but it's mismatched.
It's coordinated.
Yes. Great word. This Atlantis Junior guy, there was no coordination.
We can't keep harping because Daddy already had to talk to me how I've been treating the
what?
The what?
From
the southern border.
Right.
I can't.
You did get a little.
You
You got a slap on the hand. Yeah.
He said that because I keep making fun of him. That's right. Because I keep making fun of him. And he's like, "What do you got something against?" So I want to comment, but do you have a problem? Yeah, but the thing is, now you've created two factions of luchadors against. Now he's gonna think that
all I ask is they shave their face and match their pants. That's it.
I agree.
I
agree. He doesn't have a problem with you.
No,
but if it comes out of my mouth, I don't want to get in trouble again.
You're right.
I just want you. Can you create a new faction? Quick.
I will retort this. How's that?
Can you? Okay, I can be a nerd. Can you retort this?
I'll retort that. I retort this whole. You know what? Forget about it.
Fine.
Let's move on to the final part. Sting, his last Dynamite show, comes down out of the rafters. By the way, Tony Khan asked the Hart family if it was okay. He asked Martha Hart. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. He asked her, is it okay? Is it going to trigger you? Is it going to cause a problem? She said, no, go ahead, do it. So he ends up coming down. Great end. I liked it. I'm enjoying what's going to happen. And hey, listen, the Ric Flair thing, I won't lie to you. I don't get it. I still don't understand. I'm glad he did what he did.
Yeah.
But it doesn't make any sense.
Listen, you got to give credit to people who can work.
Right.
Whoever can sell a Ric Flair punch right now at his tender age, you know what? Good on you. Good on you. Okay. Alternate scenario before the alternate scenario.
Okay.
Who would you rather have as part of your lingering faction that's not actually part of your faction? Ric Flair right now or R-Truth?
Damn it.
Who do you want?
I'll go with I'll take R-Truth. I'll take it.
That's what I'm saying.
You're right. But here's the thing.
There's no thing. You said it. Move on.
You know, okay. It's time.
Is it?
It's time.
Officially
for the alternate scenario.
Oh, I can hear the music.
First off, I want to thank, and this is again, we started at the beginning of the show with the Ouzos and Tips McGee and everyone helping us out.
Yeah.
But it's the GW Joe. We sent out a kind of an SOS last week saying, hey, what kind of alternate scenario? He sent us a huge amount and tons of them, and I used the majority of them here today. And I just want to say thank you. This is why factions are helpful.
This is a real faction. We're the type of faction that would not force everyone else in the faction to walk out to Wild Thing.
That's right.
Okay?
We said, hey, we need a little help. Can somebody help? And GW Joe comes out hard. Chair shot!
It was unbelievable. So, thank you. Today's alternate scenario is sponsored by GW Joe.
And also, we are calling you. You're going to be on here because we didn't use them all. You got so many, and you got to be on because I think you'd be a great person to have on for the alternate scenario.
I think we need him.
It'll be a three-way with us.
It's amazing. We need him.
Yeah. Here it is. First one. Oh my God! It's who is funnier, R-Truth or Santino? I'll tag you.
Okay. You know what? You son of a gun. It's Santino. It's Santino.
He had good ones, man.
When he makes fun of people's names, I lose it every time.
Absolutely. How about this one? This one's a great one. TNA AJ Styles or WWE AJ Styles? Oh. I have to go. I watched him at TNA. He was obviously, that's where he really kind of like made his name, let's call it. So it'd be hard to say that isn't the better one. But the new AJ Styles is so yoked and looks so great. It's just that stupid hair he's got.
Soccer mom hair. You just made the list.
I'm going to go with TNA AJ Styles.
Tag me in quick. Me too. It's TNA.
Yeah,
it was the bread and butter of his career. And that era of TNA.
Yeah.
So far is the best. Although,
I
like me what's happening over there.
It's happening.
I like me what's happening to the TNA.
Yeah. Actually, speaking of TNA, old school TNA ring versus traditional four-sided ring.
You know what? I still like the four-sided.
Yeah.
I do. Although I like what they did.
Yeah. I thought it was not bad. It was like octagon, right? It was an octagon.
They should have never put ropes when they were going. They should have put steel cage with ropes.
So
and then it's like a half octagon,
right?
Like a half-heighted octagon.
I see what you're saying.
Then it would have been. You see?
I see what you're saying.
There you go.
Okay. Better Jericho shtick. You made the list or Le Champion.
Tag me in. You know what happens, Joe? You know what happens when you give us a list? You know what happens when you give us alternate scenarios? You know what happens, GW Joe? You just made the list. That's the one. That's the one.
I love the champion one. I love the La Champion. Is it how they said it? I don't know. No, it's the list. The list was smart, witty, funny. It was good.
We didn't get enough, but we got just enough that now it's timeless.
And here's the last one, because we got to run to the live programs coming up in a couple minutes here. Here we go. You ready? Mm-hmm. And it just circles around everything. Heel rock or babyface rock?
Oh my goodness. This might be the time in which I actually can't pick, but I am going to go on record and say it. I'm going to pick heel rock because it was heel rock that started the most electrifying persona in all of entertainment.
First off, and hold on, 100%. We're eating it up now 20 years later again. Boom. It's how it started, it's how it should have finished, and now it's back again. And ladies and gentlemen, heel rock is the best rock of all time. GW Joe, thank you very much for the list, sir.
And you know what else rocks? What rocks is the McGuire on Wrestling podcast feed. Listen, download us. Tomorrow you're getting Mike. Next week in the midweek you're getting our friend from the other side of the pond, the squared circle. McGuire on Wrestling, anywhere you're getting your podcast feeds. Thank you for tuning in. Give us your alternate scenarios. We love you all. GWO for life.
Trish Stratton, Nikita.
Tiffany Stratton.
It's Nikita! Cheers, yeah.